17 years after the death of Michael Jackson, Neverland continues to hold its place as one of the most talked about estates in the history of popular culture. Its former name still seems to carry more weight than any official administrative designation. In 2024, the estate once again became the center of attention when it was selected as a filming location for the Michael Jackson biographical film. The presence of the production crew reignited discussions about both his legacy and the controversies surrounding the property. From a real estate management perspective, the estate has officially been renamed Sycamore Valley Ranch. In 2020, billionaire Ron Burkle completed the purchase of the property for $22 million, bringing to a close a long and turbulent chapter in its history on the real estate market. The transformation from a private residence into a commercial filming location has raised many questions about its practical value. Archived records indicate that Neverland is far more than a simple piece of real estate. It is a complex entity containing historical traces that span from the height of its former owner's fame to the period of decline that followed. The return of the media to Sycamore Valley Ranch in recent years creates a striking contrast. Modern film cameras placed within a setting weathered by time and shaped by historical events. What remains here is not merely brick, stone, and scenery, but a living archive of a global cultural icon. A place where luxury and loneliness coexist within a vast estate completely isolated from the outside world. If the arrival of the film crew at Sycamore Valley Ranch in 2024 served as a reminder of the haunting presence of the past, then the origins of the estate itself provide the real key to unlocking the secrets buried within it. Hollywood's current fascination merely skims the surface of an iceberg that Michael Jackson first began carving in 1988. In 1988, Michael Jackson signed a $17 million agreement to acquire Sycamore Valley Ranch. But that was only the beginning of an undertaking almost impossible to comprehend. Over the following 2 decades, he invested an additional $35 million, an enormous sum at the time, to transform 2,700 acres in the Santa Ynez Valley into a universe he called Neverland. Viewed from above, Neverland was not simply an estate. It was a fortress designed to resist adulthood. Inspired by the fictional land in Peter Pan, Jackson built the property around a central philosophy, creating a place where time stood still and where the pain of growing up could be completely erased. The scale of the estate extended far beyond the standards of an ordinary resort. With more than 22 separate structures, it resembled a miniature nation. Visitors encountered a strange blend of 18th century French elegance and pure amusement-driven entertainment. A fully operational railway system wound through the grounds, surrounded by a small amusement park featuring carousels, roller coasters, and gardens sculpted into fantastical shapes. Yet what made Neverland truly fascinating was not its size, but the intention hidden behind every detail. Michael Jackson appeared to have transformed the estate into a museum of personal memories. Records suggest that every square meter of Neverland was carefully planned to serve a specific psychological purpose: loneliness within the spotlight. Here, the obsession embedded in the design was visible in even the smallest details. The 4-acre lake was not merely a landscape feature, but was meticulously engineered with artificial waterfalls that produced a continuous curtain of sound, subtly filling the emptiness and masking the unsettling silence that often settled over the valley at night. At the same time, entertainment structures ranging from the replica railway station to the 50-seat theatre were completed with extraordinary precision, as though the absence of a single detail would cause the entire illusion of the eternity of childhood to collapse. People often describe Neverland as a lavish palace, but from a documentary perspective, it appears more like a desperate attempt to reshape reality itself. Jackson sought to control his living environment to the greatest possible extent, constructing a physical barrier between Michael Jackson, the global superstar, and Michael Jackson, the lost man. Here, he was not simply living in a house. He was living inside a script for which he served as writer, director, and sole audience member. As dusk settled over the Santa Ynez Valley, Neverland lost much of its daytime grandeur. In the darkness, The child sculptures scattered throughout the grounds seemed almost alive, creating an atmosphere that felt at once like a beautiful dream and an unspoken sorrow. It was the cost of trying to build a land that never grows up within a world that continued to change and grow harsher with every passing year. Beyond the artificial sounds of the lake and the silent gaze of the child statues outside, the boundaries of illusion began to penetrate the very core of the estate. The 13,000 square foot main residence was not merely a dwelling, but a museum of extraordinary luxury, where the vision of a land that never grows up was brought to life through tangible objects. Here, the meticulous nature of Michael Jackson's design philosophy reached an entirely new level, turning every room into a fragment of an enchanting stream of memories. The first feature that astonishes even architectural experts is the flooring system imported directly from 18th century French castles. Highly skilled craftsmen spent years assembling each intricate piece of wood by hand, creating a foundation that was both solid and deeply infused with the spirit of the past. This was not simply an expression of wealth, but an effort by the owner to merge classical values with a modern fantasy world. Further inside, a collection of treasured artifacts begins to reveal a profound passion for art and cinema. Displayed on a specially designed rotating pedestal, the Academy Award for Best Picture awarded to Gone with the Wind stood as a symbol of cinematic glory, carrying an estimated transfer value of $1.5 million. Light reflecting from the continuously rotating golden statuette created an impression of destiny and fame endlessly turning through time. The weight of both time and material presence was most evident in the enormous double-faced marble clock positioned at the heart of the residence. The stone structure was so heavy that engineers reportedly reinforced the entire floor system beneath it to prevent structural failure. The clock did more than measure time. It stood like a monumental guardian of the house's spirit, marking a place where time itself seemed to have stopped long ago. The estate continued to unfold into a series of private entertainment spaces where the boundary between reality and fantasy was almost entirely erased through technology and careful staging. A modern 50-seat theatre equipped with advanced audiovisual systems allowed its owner to immerse himself in the world of moving images. Within the silence of darkness, the most spectacular performances could unfold without the presence of a single audience member other than the owner himself. Connection to the outside world was maintained through a railway station designed in the style of Disneyland, complete with display screens and luxury dining facilities. The station led toward the 4-acre lake, where artificial waterfalls continued to flow like an endless musical backdrop. Every detail, from modern displays to the sound of running water, was calculated to maintain a particular emotional atmosphere for anyone who entered. Throughout the corridors and rooms, sculptures and fantastical works of art were displayed in remarkable density, creating an environment that was both mysterious and deeply haunting. These pieces were more than decoration. They seemed to function as silent companions, filling the emptiness of an overwhelmingly large living space. Every statue and every painting appeared to contain a fragment of the soul of the person who created this world, reflecting a loneliness wrapped in luxury. Within this labyrinth of opulence, observers begin to realize that the objects are no longer possessions, but silent witnesses to an extraordinary way of life. The craftsmanship remains, yet the space itself has become a collection of fragments from an identity shattered by time. Neverland within the main residence remains magnificent, but it is the magnificence of a kingdom that has lost its king, leaving behind a lingering sadness in every piece of aged timber and every cold marble pedestal. Far beyond the glamour of the collectibles displayed throughout the estate, the true structure of Neverland was concealed within a suffocatingly strict security system. The luxury was not merely for display, it also served as a protective shell for intensely private personal spaces. Security keypads were strategically positioned at every entrance, particularly along the corridors leading to the master bedroom. Every step into these areas was controlled by a security network that permitted no intrusion, not even from the closest associates. Inside the dressing room, which appeared to contain nothing more than stage costumes, a mysterious reality existed beneath its ordinary exterior. Hidden behind rows of tightly packed garments was a secret compartment, a structure designed like a miniature fortress. Accessing this space required passing through 3 mechanical locks and a separate security code, completely isolated from the estate's primary system. What lay inside that hidden compartment? Personal documents, deeply private memories, or priceless possessions remains a question that time has yet to answer. The design of these private spaces clearly reflected a need for a sanctuary separated from the noise of the outside world. The master bedroom door was reinforced with advanced soundproofing techniques that eliminated virtually all external noise, creating an absolute silence so complete that it could feel oppressive. The bedroom itself was even more unusual, featuring a 2-story design that resembled a self-contained house nested within the larger estate. This layered structure not only enhanced security, but also created the sensation of an isolated refuge where its owner could temporarily escape the identity of a global star. These hidden corners were not merely examples of clever architecture. They embodied a deeply conflicted state of mind. They reflected a longing to connect with the public through music, while simultaneously revealing an overwhelming fear of public scrutiny. The construction of reinforced walls and concealed compartments demonstrated Michael Jackson's determined search for a place of safety. In a life constantly exposed beneath the spotlight, these secret rooms became the spaces where he attempted to preserve the part of himself that no one else could reach. The silence that filled Neverland's hidden corridors could not stop the storm of public attention gathering beyond its gates. Following the police raid in 2003, the atmosphere throughout the Santa Ynez Valley changed completely. What had once been a fantastical sanctuary became the focus of intense public examination. Michael Jackson left the estate shortly after those events, abandoning a place built to protect his dream and leaving behind an environment that felt increasingly deserted and cold. When Michael Jackson died in 2009, Neverland lost not only its owner, but also entered a painful period of disintegration. The amusement park, once associated with the laughter of countless children, was dismantled piece by piece and dispersed among traveling fairs across the United States. The carousel horses, roller coaster cars, and brightly colored attractions were reduced to weathered metal structures appearing at locations such as Coney Island and other temporary fairgrounds, becoming visible reminders of a dream that had faded away. The obsession with luxury gradually gave way to an obsession with declining property values. In 2015, the estate was listed for sale at an ambitious price of $100 million, yet the market responded with prolonged silence. The value of Neverland continued to fall, first to $67 million and then to $31 million, resembling open wounds on a property once regarded with admiration and forcing observers to reassess its worth beneath the weight of years of media controversy. Ultimately, the sale of Sycamore Valley Ranch for $22 million in 2020 resembled an obituary for a lost golden age. The figure represented more than the value of land alone. It reflected the cost of a property burdened by abandonment and the lingering echoes of its past. By then, the process of dismantling extended beyond physical structures and into the gradual erosion of the estate's cultural symbolism, turning Neverland into something closer to a relic standing amid the windswept Santa Ynez Valley. In the Santa Ynez Valley of 2026, Sycamore Valley Ranch is no longer a stage for fantasy, but a site undergoing a quiet restoration. Construction workers carefully repair deteriorating roof tiles, reinforce aging electrical systems, and revive infrastructure slowly being reclaimed by nature. These efforts are no longer the actions of an owner seeking to build a kingdom, but the practical work of billionaire Ron Burkle to preserve the value of a property carrying a complicated legacy. Neverland, in its current form, has become a striking symbol of two opposing realities, a refuge from fame and a burden created by that same fame. It once served as a cocoon protecting Michael Jackson from the harshness of reality, yet its isolation and mystery also contributed to making him the focus of some of the most intense media scrutiny he would ever face. The boundary between privacy and public life, always fragile, ultimately collapsed beneath the weight of the very dreams he had worked so hard to build. This story cannot reach a definitive conclusion because Neverland remains an unfinished universe filled with unresolved pieces. It stands as a physical record of the life of a musical icon, a place where pain was disguised through spectacular performances and loneliness concealed beneath layers of luxury. The estate now rests quietly, like a vast diary constructed from stone and timber, waiting for future generations to interpret the chapters that even Michael Jackson himself was never able to complete. In the end, whether it is called Sycamore Valley Ranch or Neverland, the property remains a haunting and legendary chapter in the broader narrative of modern culture. It reminds us of a man who attempted to use his immense fortune to transform painful memories into endless adventures, only for that very place to become a permanent witness to both the aspirations and the tragedy of a profoundly isolated genius. Even today, the hidden compartment concealed behind rows of clothing remains one of the most closely guarded mysteries at Sycamore Valley Ranch. Whether it contains unreleased recordings, private journals revealing a side of Michael Jackson far removed from the stage, or simply personal keepsakes he wished to preserve until the end of his life remains unknown. The answer may have followed him into eternity, or it may still rest there, waiting for the light of reality to one day uncover it. We will continue following the remaining traces in search of answers to some of the most enduring mysteries in the history of popular culture. If you enjoy exploring unsolved historical cases and cultural enigmas, be sure to subscribe and enable notifications. And do not forget to share your own theory in the comments. What do you believe is hidden behind those 3 layers of security? Your curiosity may be the most important clue in helping us uncover the next chapter of this remarkable story.